Hi friends, it's Gwen. I'm here to share with you another top 10 list. Today's list is going to be anticipated releases of 2016. I did pick 10 of them and I will explain why they are on this list as I discuss each one. I have done a top 10 debuts that I am looking forward to and I'm really excited about, and I have done a top 10 from my physical TBR that I want to read this year. So these are some other books that you'll probably see me talking about this year and that I'm really excited about, so stay tuned and let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first book on this list is Stars Above by Marissa Myers. This comes out on February 2nd. I'm really excited about this book because not only is it Marissa Myers, and I love her as an author, but it is a collection of the prequels, novellas, and some previously unpublished stories in the Lunar Chronicles. And I'm really excited about that because I wasn't as impressed with Winter as I wanted it to be, and there were some things that I was wishing we would have gone a little bit further with. I just thought that Winter tried to do too much, so I'm hoping that this will kind of like calm me and make me feel fulfilled with that series. It is my favorite series, so I'm really passionate about the characters and the writing. So hopefully with something old, something new, I will get what I'm looking for. That's the one I'm most excited about. But yeah, there's 5 previously unpublished, and then there's a couple of others that are available on Marissa Myers' website if you're interested in those. February 16th, Writers by Veronica Rossi comes out. And again, the reason why I am excited about this book is because it's Veronica Rossi. I love her as an author. I really fell in love with her Under the Never Sky trilogy, and this story completely different from the Under the Never Sky trilogy. This is about a boy named Gideon Blake, and he's like dying to become a U.S. Army Ranger, and in that process of dying to become one, there's an accident and he like ends up with this cuff on his wrist, and he ends up being one of the 4 legendary horsemen of the apocalypse, and that just sounds creepy and different and interesting, and again, it's Veronica Rossi, so I'm sure I'm gonna love it. On March 29th, the final book in the Winter's trilogy is coming out, The Winter's Kiss by Marie Rotowski. I just read The Winter's Curse this month, but I really liked it. The writing style was very different than anything that I'm used to, and let me just say that it's not maybe the characters or the world, it was how you felt like you were plopped into the middle of a plot of like a bigger, larger story. You didn't feel like you were starting at the beginning of a character. You thought that the world's already been going on, things have already been happening, the characters have already been developed. It's almost like you didn't read the first book, or the first book wasn't published. You really feel like you're immediately in the world, things are happening and so forth. And I just thought that was so interesting. And I read the first book, really enjoyed it. I picked up the second book recently, and I can't wait to get to the third one to see the conclusion. On April 5th, When We Collided by Emery Lord is being released. And I'm really excited about this one. I remember when the cover was released and I was like really excited because it's Emery Lord, it's a contemporary romance, and this tells the story of Jonah and Vivi, and Jonah's father recently passed. His mother is really depressed because of that, so Jonah and his 5 siblings are having to like pick up the pieces and take care of things around the house. So this is a lot of pressure on Jonah, and his father left behind a restaurant, so they're trying to take care of that. And then the new girl comes into town, Vivi, and she's full of life and, you know, joy, and loves beautiful things in life, and of course I'm sure their lives collide. So I'm really looking forward to this because it's contemporary and romance and Emery Lord. Absolutely something I'm interested in. April 26th, the conclusion to the Raven cycle, The Raven King, is coming out, and I'm really excited for this even though I haven't read any of the books in the series. I love Maggie Stiefvater as an author. She's from Virginia, which is where I live, and I did read Shiver, the first book, in the Timber Wolves or Timber Falls Wolves, I don't know. Anyway, I read that. I really enjoyed the writing style. I tried to read The Raven Boys on, or listen to it on audiobook, and that didn't really work out for me, but I'm not an audiobook listener, so I'm not really like faulting the book or the narrator or anything like that. But the story was really intriguing. I just couldn't stay focused enough. It has like paranormal elements elements, but it's these band of characters that are really cool from what everybody says on BookTube, and they're like looking for this lost king, and it just sounds really interesting. And it's set in Virginia, and I'm from Virginia and she's from Virginia, and her writing is awesome and the covers are amazing, and I can't wait to read this series. And I think it'll be a great way for me to like pick up the books and marathon them and just fall in love like everybody else has. On May 3rd, Renee Ahdieh is releasing her second book, The Rose and the Dagger, which is the second book in the Wrath and the Dawn trilogy series. And again, this cover is rather stunning, but this story kind of like picks up where the other one left off. I do have a full review of The Wrath and the Dawn on my channel. If you're interested in that, I will have it linked for you. But that story was basically like inspired by 1001 Nights, where Scheherazade ends up volunteering to take revenge because every night this boy king takes a new bride, and in the morning the bride is killed, and her best friend got killed, so she goes in there saying like, I'm taking revenge on the king, I'm gonna kill him myself. And how am I gonna do this? I'm gonna go in there with this story and leave him on a cliffhanger so he keeps me alive until I can kill him. If you know the story of 1001 Nights, and you could tell by the length of the novel, like obviously he doesn't kill her on the first night. So she ends up telling him this story, and I like the story elements, and there are like magical elements thrown in. In the first book, there was a divide of what was happening inside the palace and what was happening outside the palace, and I didn't really like anything going on outside the palace. I was all about what was going on inside the palace. So I'm hoping in the second book we'll get a little bit more about those magical elements that were introduced in the first book, and it just sounds like it's going to be a really good follow-up. Also on May 3rd, Morgan Mattison's releasing her new book, The Unexpected Everything. And the moral of this story is, if you plan every single thing in your life, like down to the T, then you're not going to have time for those unexpected, organic, you know, life things to happen. And there is a politician's daughter that, you know, has everything that's perfect. Her internship is great, great circle of friends, you know, dates the hottest guys, all of that. But then like something happens and she's end up like, I think she's almost like grounded or something like that, where she like has to stay in the house with her father. And I know she has like this dog walking business or something like that, but she ends up meeting this guy Clark, and it is a contemporary romance. So I am sure that I will love it. I have loved almost every single thing by Morgan Mattison. Didn't really care for Second Chance Summer as much as her other books, but contemporary romance, Morgan Mattison, I'm excited. June 14th, Summer Days and Summer Nights comes out. This is an anthology of 12 authors, short stories, summer romance stories, and what could be more exciting than that? Summer and romance and an anthology. What I love about anthologies is that you get to maybe, like, if you're familiar with some authors, it kind of draws you in and pulls you to that book, and then there's other ones that you're not familiar with, and you could be introduced to new authors, new writing styles, and maybe find some new favorites. This one is edited by Stephanie Perkins. It is kind of like the second book in the anthology series from My True Love Gave to Me. It's different authors this time, except for, of course, Stephanie Perkins. She will still be in there. I do have a write-up on my blog, so I will link that in the description box for you, but that way you could see all of the authors that are going to have stories in this one. But it sounds really cute, great for summer, short stories, sitting by the pool, reading. It's a long time away. In the very far, far future, Marissa Meyer is releasing a new book, Heartless, November 8th. It seems so far away, but I'm so excited because Marissa Meyer is like my go-to character development, character driven like stories, and I'm so excited about this one because it's kind of like a prequel of Alice in Wonderland. This tells the story of, I believe, Catherine, who her mother wants her to be the queen, but this is her before she is the Queen of Hearts in Wonderland. She wants to be a baker and make pastries, and like she's just happy living the simple life, but her mother has like grander plans for her. She said there's this ball going on, and she's supposed to get this marriage proposal, but she ends up meeting the court jester, and for the first time ever, she feels the pulls of attraction, and who knows what's gonna happen from there. But it's Marissa Meyer. It's a fairy tale retelling-ish prequel, Alice in Wonderland, and I'm so excited about it. But it's November 8th. So hopefully it doesn't get pushed back, and hopefully, and I'm pretty sure that it will be here before we know it. And last but not least, I do not have a release date for this, but I am super excited for the second illustrated edition of Harry Potter. This one would probably be Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I'm really excited about it. I haven't read the first illustrated edition, but I'm really excited about them because the illustrations just make the stories come more alive and add to the mystery and the magic and just the overall experience. I do finally have the full hardcover set of books, but when I go to read them, I do want to read the illustrated editions because of all those things that I just said. I'm really excited for the second one because I consider myself a Potterhead, even though I've only read the first 2 books, because they've been in my life for a very long time. I've watched the movies, I have all of the books now, I have a lot of fandom bits from it, and I absolutely love them, and I definitely want them as part of my collection. Again, I don't know a release date for this, but I'm expecting sometime in the fall. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. These are releases that I am so excited for, so definitely anticipated. I'm sure you've heard about these and you're excited about them as well. Let me know down in the comments below which ones you're most excited for and other books that I haven't mentioned that you're excited for. But that's all I have for you today. I'll see you again very soon. Have a lovely day. Bye!